Look at this awesome sundial in front of the Fort Frederica Visitor Center here. See, there's Visitor Center here. And this sundial donated by the National Colonial Dames of America in the state of Georgia. Awesome. Look at this tree canopy. Old vines, old trees right at the beginning of Fort Frederica. Awesome. Okay, this is the marker of the town wall. This is probably what it looked like. Stockade fence, berms, and the moat. Like that. This was a military road. This was the main road. Came into Fort Frederica and went all the way that way towards the King's Magazine. It was also the main road through St. Simon's at that time. Okay, this is about Broad Street in the early 1740s. Made it the main street through the Frederica town. Everybody came through the main road to go to the magazine. It's probably what it looked like back in the day, the main road. Some of the artifacts, if you can see them through the glare. And this is Broad Street right here in Frederica town. Okay, this is Samuel Davidson's house. His wife and 3 kids. He was the doctor and tavern keeper. Look at this. This is probably the biggest house out here at one point. See that? It was huge. And you got to think about it. It's 2 stories. Foundation itself was this big. So imagine with 2 stories. And here's a well or a pit. You can see the pit right here. See that? And this is the other side of the house. This was a huge house back then. See the tabby in the middle and the brick? It's weird they had a well on the inside. This was the home of one of the first settlers, John Lavallee Jr., a shoemaker. So this was his house. Here's some of the information about his house. You know, they had to have blacksmiths, shoemakers, candle makers, all kinds of stuff for the town. There's 500 people living here. This is the foundation for it. Like I said, the tabby, most of them was 2 or 3 stories high, according to how much wealth you had or what it represented. And I had this, probably where the fireplace was, and another fireplace right here in another room. So this is pretty cool. You also got some tabby out here too. Outside, you usually don't see that in these places. Levi Bennett and his wife Ann operated a tavern right here in this area. And inside the museum, they got an example of what the tavern looked like. But the tavern is right here where you first come in. You see the sign for it right here? But this area right here is where the Frederica Town Tavern was. It's ironic, it's right when you come in next to where the butcher shop is. But it's right here where this little tabby foundation is. Okay, this house was built by Captain James McKay, who was one of Frederica's commanding officers on the attack of St. Augustine in 1743. But they believe this house was destroyed by the fire of 1758 after the British left and after the War of Jenkins' Ear. So this is a duplex. You can see right here, had the dual fireplaces right here. On each side exactly the same. So they actually had duplexes back in that time. And this is where the steps were for that entrance and the entrance to that side. This is a pretty big place. But you gotta remember they were 2 or 3 stories too. Traditionally 2 stories. But this is the pretty awesome house, duplex. Okay, here's Alley Street and Cross Street. And there's Broad Street right here. So this was a little town, 500 residents. So you had to have like some roads and all buildings and everything. So like I said, there's more houses than just these. Okay, this is what they call the new house. See, it's a little bit smaller, 2 stories. And this is the foundation of the new house. Made of that same traditional tabby. Had the steps on each side, one over here, and it looks like a fireplace over there. Okay, this is one of the first settlers, Daniel Cannon's house, the carpenter. See it over there, and this is some of the information about his house. And this is some of the tools he had: iron slide bolt, triangular file, it is there, and the wing nut. This is the way his foundation looked, his house. And there's a well right behind it. You can see it over here. This well right outside the house here. That's really cool. This foundation to Daniel Cannon house. They put these shells in here to keep it from eroding. Did you see that? That was a unique shaped house. He was the carpenter of Frederica Town. You see that part under there? It's probably part of the heating process of the candles, like an oven or something for making candles. Okay, this is John Caldwell's house, the candle maker. He made different candles and different stuff for the town. This is how, like I said, the houses were 2 or 3 stories high. These are some of the artifacts: small iron pot, folding comb, clay wig curler, and a portion of a candle making tool. This is what's left of his house. See the steps going down and the bricks. They had to dig all this up in the 40s. See that? Like I said, this house was 2 stories, 3 stories. See another step over there and a step over there. Look at the tabby. Just build that tabby all the way around. With the brick, obviously this is where it's probably where the chimney was here, where the fireplace was there. Not sure what this was. Something to do with candle making. It's really awesome. Okay, this was the Samuel Perkins coach maker house right here. This is an example of it right here. This is his house, Samuel Perkins' house over here in Fort Frederica, and this is the information about it right here. And this is some of the artifacts from the Matthews house. This is the foundation to the Matthews house right here. Fish hook, spoon, chain. One day our stuff will be artifacts too. Okay, this is the site of the flesh market or the butcher market. The butcher place was right here, probably a house or a building. It was right here when you first come in on Broad Street. The view of what happened at Frederica after it was abandoned. Quick look at it. And this is a look at Frederica town from looking from the magazine. Now I'm about to head towards the magazine, or where the fort was, original fort.